Hey everyone, it's Kathy. Thanks for tuning in today for part 2 of my African safari playlist. I am leaving tomorrow, and yesterday we talked about my capsule wardrobe. I showed you how I was going to make outfits. Well, today I just want to talk a little bit about the process of the requirements that you need to go to Kenya and Tanzania as far as vaccination proof and things like that. And also I'm going to show you my little pharmacy that I take with me. And then in video number 3, I'm going to show you how I pack everything into a backpack and carry-on bag. And both of those have to weigh less than 33 pounds for the 4 bush plane flights that we will be taking while we are there on safari. So if you don't want to miss another video, click that subscribe button. It's 100% free and I upload videos twice a week. So we booked our African safari, I think it was the 30th of January, and today we're the 18th of September. So a good 9 months ago, and I can't believe that it's finally here. Time really passes quickly. So my daughter loves to research. I'm going on safari with my daughter, and she said that we had to book ourselves an appointment at a travel clinic at a local pharmacy. So we went, and for about an hour you sit down with a pharmacist, you tell him the countries that you're going to, and then he looks and sees what are the vaccination requirements. We both had to get the yellow fever vaccine, and you have to have proof whenever you enter Kenya. Passport control, you have to be able to show that. And I think my daughter was fine. I had to get, I think it was the measles vaccine. I would have had that when I was a child because I couldn't find proof, because the health unit, when they converted all of their records after 1970, you know, I'm somewhere in a dusty box in a basement somewhere, so I just went ahead and got revaccinated, so I didn't have any issues. Now, as far as the yellow fever and side effects, neither one of us really felt anything, maybe a little tired the next day, but you know what, we just binge watched Netflix and then we were fine. So the pharmacist did recommend that we take a antibiotic that we will start the day we arrive in Kenya to prevent malaria. There was another choice for another drug that we could have taken, but I didn't want to take that drug. So I think we're just on some sort of like a penicillin or prophylactic type medication for that. And you have to be careful that in many places you don't want to use the tap water. I'm sure that in some of the resorts that we will be staying in, especially in Nairobi itself, should be fine. But that's something to keep in mind when you're traveling to other countries. Like, you could go any country really, and if you're not used to their water, it might upset your stomach, and you know, you certainly don't want that happening on your trip. So the other medication that he prescribed for us and we have with us is, say if we get into some traveler's diarrhea sort of thing, we have medication for that to kind of keep that under control. So that is that, and now I'm going to go over all of the medications that I'm taking for my personal self. Oh, I wanted to mention, I also bought a bottle of bug spray that my daughter put in her liquid bag, because we're only each allowed, you know, the TSA rule, 1 liter, 1 quart bag per person, and everything has to be 3 ounces or 100 milliliters or less. Mine is full with sunscreen and skincare, so my daughter had room in hers, so she's in charge of the bug spray. Okay, so I have 3 bags like this that I'm going to be putting in my backpack, and I just thought I'd show you what was in these bags. So I bought one of these on Amazon. I'm going to actually carry it in my purse because we know we're going to be dusty. If we stop somewhere to go to the washroom, you know, there may not be running water. So I wanted to have these wet wipes on hand because they always come in handy, even if you just want to like freshen up. And then I also have 2 packs of Kleenex tissue that I always carry in my travel purse in case you go to the washroom and there's no toilet paper. I've had that happen to me a few times. Very frustrating. And then of course I also will have like 2 Purells that I always carry on me, and I recommend getting one of these. You get them in a pack of I think 10 on Amazon, and they're just little sheets, individual soap sheets. So you would just put like one on your hand, put a little bit of water, run it, and it turns into soap. So these are great little things to have with you, and they don't count towards your liquids limit. And then I also have, I think, 12 or 13 of these Neutrogena face wipes. So you add water to them. They're two-sided. On one side they have like bigger bumps. That's the side that I use to take off like my tinted sunscreen if I'm going to be wearing any makeup, but I'm not taking any makeup, just sunscreen. And then on the other side is just flat, so after you take your makeup off, you can turn it over, go over with the other side and get off any residue that might be there. So I have plenty of these. And then I also have in this bag my Shiseido cottons. I have, I think, enough for 12 days, and this is what I do with them. I only use them for my toner, so I just like to split them in half. So one for the morning and one for the evening. These suckers have gotten expensive. They used to be $11 and I bought these last week. They were $22, but I swear by them. I have tried other brands. I'm not happy with them. So I didn't have any other choice. And then I have a loofah that I will be taking with me. It's one of those long ones you can, use for your whole body. It's great for when you're in the shower. I think we're having some outdoor showers too, which will be different. Hopefully the monkeys won't be there and run away with our stuff. And then I have a little sample of Laneige lip sleeping mask that I put in there because I like to have this on my lips in the evening. And also in this bag, I'm just taking 2 masks because they said that it can be very dusty, so they recommended just bringing a mask in case you have any breathing problems. So once we get there, I'll put this in my purse. Like I'll have all of my stuff packed, my sunscreen, the wipes, everything for whenever we go out on safari, and then my purse will just that stuff will live in my purse once we're there. This one, I like that it's see-through for one thing, so I kind of use this for like my toiletries and some odds and ends. So I have my toothbrush, I'm not taking my electric one, and then I have 2 dental floss, full-size deodorant, a razor, I have 2 travel-size toothpaste from the dentist, and I took those Emerge-C just in case, sometimes when you travel and you don't get to sleep properly, you can feel a little run down. So I usually like to put one of these in a bottle of water the next day just so I ward off any cold that might be thinking of brewing. Headband, because I cannot wash my face without my headband. All kinds of eye drops, and my other eye drops that I use 4 times a day, I have already put those in my purse. But I'm going to be putting these in my purse, and I'll use these when we go out on safari. They just break off. You can buy them in the drugstore. They're single use, and I would use them for one day provided they're not going to get dirt in them, and then just throw the rest out at the end of the day. And then I have some polysporin in case we get a bug bite. Another little mini Laneige lip sleeping mask, pair of tweezers. I told you, I think in 2 videos ago, I got tweezers everywhere. And then I got this on Amazon. It's by Sunbum, and it's just a colored lip balm with, I think, an SPF of 30. So that'll be my makeup for the trip. And then in case, some food doesn't agree with me, I just have some Gas X. And I also put already in my purse, well, let me go get it to show you. And then I bought this at Sephora. Instead of taking all kinds of different bottles of pills, which will take up too much room, have this filled with Tums, Advil, and Tylenol. So if my back bothers me, if my stomach bothers me, or I get a headache, I am covered. So that stays in my purse where I know where it is. And then to finish off this bag, another thing of eye drops. So medicine does not count towards your liquid limits, and that's why I like to put them in this clear bag. I think I got this in a FabFitFun box, but I also have ones that I'll link to that I also use. Sometimes they're from Amazon. Just let me tell you, usually we fly out of Montreal. This time we're flying out of Ottawa. Haven't flown out of Ottawa in a couple of years, so I don't know. But I know whenever I travel carry-on only, and I have bought those plastic things, on Amazon, they say they're TSA approved. They aren't. They aren't at the Montreal airport because I get pulled over every time I try and use like one of the bigger plastic ones, and they say you have too many liquids. So you have to fit it into that 1 liter bag that you get at TSA check through, whatever. So I already put my liquids, which I'm going to show you next, in the bag. I know that they fit, and I know that the bag that I'm going to show you next always works for my liquids. Don't be fooled because they're going to say you have way too much stuff and you're going to have to leave some pretty expensive items there to go in the garbage. So I like to use the clear ones kind of like for my medicine bag, I guess. And now to the very most important thing that I guard with my life is my skincare. This is all legit. It fits into the 1 liter bag, so I shouldn't have any problems, but I didn't have any room to stuff any more, and I wanted to put some hair conditioner in, but there's just no room. So I'm gonna take everything out and then I'm gonna repack it to show you how I pack it. Let me just empty everything out and I'll show you. Okay, so there's the empty bag. I'm taking a travel size of the Caudalie grape water. I cannot be without this. Let me just double check. Yeah, 75 milliliters, which is 2.7 ounces, perfectly legal. I'm going to put in my Elastin skincare. This is my serum that I use morning and night. I will never be without this. It has like all the peptides, you know, all the good things for your face. And then I have IT Cosmetics, their sunscreen for my face. I have a Neutrogena sunscreen for my face and body. Oh, I'm just showing you, I'm just laying it. I find it fits better if you lay the things down. It was a gift with purchase. It's a moisturizer for Elastin, so I was happy to have that. And then I got some aloe vera in case I get a little bit of a sunburn, so I'm just laying everything in there. And then I decanted some of my toner. I cannot be without my toner. I have oily skin. This is my favorite skincare step. So that fits in there. This is my Hydro Boost, the Neutrogena Scrubbing Hydro Boost. So I decanted some into here so I can wash my face in the evening. I just like to feel clean. And I put a little bit of Dawn dish soap in this one because, you know, if we're eating and we're apt to get something on our top, at least we have a little bit of dish soap. We can rinse it out in the sink and it should dry overnight. So that is gonna go there. And then I have a little Tide pack that I'll just put down on the side. And then I have 2 more things full of sunscreen for my body. So let me just fidget with this. It fits. Whoops. So let me just go over my head. I have my face wash, my toner, my serum, moisturizer, sunscreen. All good, I'm happy. So now I'll just quickly show you my purse. So I decided to go with this travel purse because it is, you know, one of my bigger purses. So I always wear it like crossbody. I'll fix the strap later. So in this compartment, I have my eye drops, and then I have my 2 medication that the pharmacist told us to take, specifically for Africa. And then I'm just gonna put my little pill dispenser in this part. Drop that in. And then in the center, I have my little wallet that I take. Can't find the one off of Amazon. This is a Louis Vuitton one. So I just like to take this. I have a protector for my credit card. And then inside I have some cash from a previous trip. And I like this purse because it has this thing inside. So if somebody reaches in to grab your wallet, good luck. They're not going to get it because it's attached. And you would definitely know if somebody was trying to get in there. Pair of sunglasses. And I'm going to put my reading glasses. That'll go in here as well. And like once I said, once we get to Africa and we get situated, I'll take the other stuff out of some of those little bags and put it in my purse. Keep my passport inside, and I'll be taking my driver's license and my credit card. So that is my purse, and we are flying with Air France. It is the first time flying with them, and the reason why, we wanted the least amount of flights. So Air Canada didn't have anything that really sounded good. We fly Ottawa to Paris, then we have a layover, I think of 4 hours, and then I think it's an 8 or 9 hour flight to Nairobi. So it'll be nice. We'll get to Nairobi at 8 p.m. their time, which will make it a 22-hour door-to-door travel day. So we're gonna be exhausted. It's gonna be for me like flying from Montreal to Maui and then back to California. It's gonna be a long way. But I love this purse. It is slash proof. If it gets wet, doesn't matter. I used a similar one when we went to Paris last year. Rained and snowed every day. The inside, the contents are dry. So I love this. And another thing about these purses that I like, I have many of them. It's slash proof, did I tell you that? But see the zipper? You can clip that and then it's secure. There's no way anybody's gonna get that open. that's all I can tell you about getting ready for a safari. Whenever I get home, I'll know better to, you know, if we go again well, not next year, but in a few years or whatever we decide to go back, I'll have lots of tips and tricks for you. So if you missed my travel capsule wardrobe, I'll link it here, and subscribe because I have a whole playlist that I'm going to be doing all about Africa. It's my first time ever going to Africa, and this is unlike any trip I've ever been on. So I'm very excited, but also a little nervous. Don't know what to expect, but I just cannot wait to see the animals. The animals I'm most excited to see are the elephants and the giraffes. But of course, I won't turn my nose over to any lion or anybody else that wants to appear. So click the subscribe button, and thank you for watching. Go check out my travel capsule wardrobe, and now it's time to see if everything fits into my backpack. Wish me luck. Bye.